You are watching Xirtus.
There is nothing wrong with your stream. Do not attempt to adjust the picture. We are controlling the transmission. If we want to make it louder, we bring up the volume. If we want to make it softer, we turn it to a whisper. We control the horizontal. We control the vertical. And we are flying without a pilot tonight. This is SyncTank.
The outer limits. The inner limits.
I actually started rewatching some of the Outer Limits, and it does not hold up very well.
Doesn't hold up as well as Twilight Zone, it's true.
Not even close, man. Not even a tenth of the way there.
But there's gems in the mix, right? So, like, I was just talking about it with Will, actually, because Will was saying, like, you know, we were looking at the Button story, which was originally for Playboy, and it was used for a Twilight Zone, but he was talking about the author of that had done other things, and I don't know, there's some gems in Outer Limits, I guess is all I'm saying. You know, but,
it's Richard Matheson, right? Isn't it? That did Button.
Yeah, that's
on the box.
Yeah, totally.
Richard Kelly.
Mm-hmm. Bob sent me here. So you're hip to Twilight, to Twin Peaks quite a bit, right?
A little bit. I dabble.
Yeah, you dabble in Twin Peaks. Oh, yeah, because you weren't here for the last freaking conversation. So I got two people here that weren't here for that last. Three people here who weren't there for that last conversation. You guys what do you think of Twin Peaks? You like Twin Peaks?
Well, catch me up, because also I saw something this week that I had never seen before. There's a character in Twin Peaks, and someone put a picture of them next to Manly Palmer Hall, and it was like a dead ringer. Do you know what I'm talking about? I'll try and find a picture.
Yeah, no, that would be helpful to know. But yeah, no, I'm tripping on like the last.
Well, you know, I know I love Twin Peaks, right, David? And
yeah, so I don't know. What do you have like you guys have probably seen that 4.5 hour video on Twin Peaks, that incredible expose or whatever. Really? Yeah, me too. So, and I hadn't seen The Return, so I watched The Return, and my mind was kind of blown. And I'd seen parts of it. I'd seen even certain full episodes, but it's 18 episodes.
That's the whole thing.
Like, just go into that whole deal, and like, no, I'm tripping out over the meta aspects of Twin Peaks and how it's really
nice. Okay, I see that. Richard Horn.
Yeah. That's pretty. That's
right. It's more than just like a passing. Oh yeah, interesting. Like, there's actually a little bit to it. And I had to wonder, David Lynch is the kind of guy that might cast someone specifically because they've got that eyeliner Manly Palmer Hall look.
Oh, I could even see him being like trying to get this angle in this shot to like with the photo there, like looking back at it, like, all right, no, we got, I don't know. But it was such a weird photograph of Manly P. Hall. Like, I don't know, like it's amazing how many recordings of Manly P. Hall exist. Like, there's like over 100 at least, right, of like long-winded recordings of him from like there's like the archives on the, I think, official Manly P. Hall website. It goes on and on and on. It's incredible.
So you had just watched Twin Peaks: The Return.
Yeah.
Well, what are you? So that's pretty.
I have a lot of thoughts, and like it's kind of hard to talk about it without kind of jumping the gun. But just to say, like, if you look at the last three like election cycles and administrations, they're really easy to like see like pretty like uncanny parallels between the 3 seasons of Twin Peaks. Like, considering the way that, first of all, the notion of balance that David Lynch was so focused on, like an imbalance, in his own words, imbalance that existed in television, that he was trying to right with Twin Peaks, right? To right this wrong, that something was really wrong with the direction that television had gone. And if you look at like, that idea of like that he was going to do Return of the Jedi, and then you have like The Return, and the way that he's looking to make this balance, like it reminds me of like, you were supposed to bring balance to the Force. I talked a lot about this in the last show, but I just wanted to point out that like I don't think I emphasized enough, like one of those aspects that I was really tripping out on was like the way that you had like in 2016 you had kind of a like if you treat Lynch like he's kind of like an archetypal has that archetypal resonance with Donald Trump, and that keeping in mind that Lynch was very much like completely into objectivity and not like just like relating to things non-dualistically, I should say, unpolarized, just like as objective as possible. So he had this feeling that he communicated around Trump, like he has this potential to be this great president, and probably because he saw not even probably, he kind of communicated this, that there's so much division and polarization in the country and how he's so central to it. So, which affords Trump this like amazing opportunity that he could step up to. And like, if you look at his Lynch's communications around Twin Peaks, he treats it the exact same way. And the way that in Trump's presidency, the way that he kind of like, you know, he hired the swamp, he had all of these people kind of like he was battling with, and like the outcome of what it was really is reminiscent of what happened with season 2 of Twin Peaks. Because like with season 2, with the not production company in this case, but the network, you know, kind of like keeping him from allowing to not have this closure thing. So like he didn't want to have that closure. And so like, I don't know, I'm just something to like what's happening right now, where it feels like people are being denied on the left. They're certainly being denied their closure. Right. And even on the right too, it's just like, there's a denial of like an unwillingness to have any kind of closure. And it just screams of like what the nature of Twin Peaks is. And I could go into some details, but even like looking at Cooper, like how there's like Dark Cooper is like Dark Brandon, and how like we're supposed to like identify with like Dark Cooper, like he's working for us in a way, like as the audience, you know? And so there's like, and like how goofy he gets. There's almost like these multiple Coopers in the way that people are like, there's multiple Bidens, you know what I mean? Like it gets so weird.
Multiple Trumps too. People say.
Multiple Trumps, exactly. So it's just like, I don't know, like there's something to it, and I haven't completely figured it out. I don't think I have to. But
I mean, it's a synchronistic like whirlwind of stuff. Like I remember when it was airing, it was in 2017, so it was aired during the first Trump year, the first year of Trump, and like there's a whole, it was at the same time that Harvey Weinstein was being like arrested or whatever, and there's a character named Harvey, and there was Hurricane Harvey at the same time. And so I mean, yeah, you could read all sorts of damn things into it, and especially when he died, which when he died on January 16th, 2025, I go and I find his midpoint, and then it led me on to writing my next article, which is like currently not done, but it's like extensive, and there's just so much stuff with Lynch's lifespan that's really amazing. That, but like one of the things is just that it's perfect for this show because we had been anticipating January 20th, 2025, because it was 666 months after the Apollo moon landing. And so David Lynch up and dies on January 16th, which is 4 days before the Apollo moon landing, which means he died 666 months after the Apollo launch.
Right. Look at his birthday. So Lynch's birthday is the election day. So what is it?
Right.
Is that correct? Yeah.
January 20th. He was born on January 20th. And then he died 4 days before.
Not the election day, the day of the inauguration, I guess. The inauguration day, right?
Right. Yes. Then he died 4 days before. So in this relationship with the moon landing. Okay.
So couple things. So somebody asked, where is Andreas? Thomas is the guest host of this week because Andreas is in Big Sur finding Jade and who knows what he's up to. So he's having a good time in Big Sur. The other thing is Dougie Biden. Yes, dude, that is exactly what I'm saying. How ridiculous Dougie gets in season 3. Like I just see the goofy ass Biden. Like it's just like he reminds me so much of Biden. It was tripping me out. But yeah, it's like it feels like there's archetypal communication happening.
Dougie is like he's like a botched tulpa or something. Like that's why he's all well. Dougie is Cooper. I'm sorry, but Dougie Jones is created by the bad Cooper to take the place of himself.
Right.
It's like really. I'd contrast it even Twin Peaks with the whole QAnon narrative because it's like it's all about this secretive operation to take down the bad guys, and there's something to that.
Well, it's also about redemption.
And like Trump is Q. I mean, Trump related to Q and Trump. So Trump.
Well, look at like the Candy, the character Candy, who like hardly ever says much at all. Like she's always distracted, right? Like she's not paying attention. And then there's that one scene where they're in a limo right towards the end of season 3, where you had Jim Belushi and the mobsters in the car. and Cooper says they have hearts of gold, and she's just like, and she immediately goes, they do, they really do. And so it's like she is paying attention. She's just not paying attention to the things that we're paying attention to as the audience. Like, and she's hyper focused on the redemption, on the balance, right? So, and even the idea of Twin Peaks as a circuit that goes up, and then the twin is actually the below, and the equilibrium in between. And like, this is all stuff that Lynch has said. That's why that 4.5 hour video from Twin Perfect, if you look that up on YouTube, why is so freaking good, is because everything that he's saying is backed up by Lynch so directly that it's not like he's not going into like, oh, is this symbolic of, and going into something totally obscure. It's literally things that Lynch himself is describing like really, really, really directly. So I was impressed by it. It reminds me of some of the, there's discourse around like Kabbalah stuff sometimes where I'm like, dude, it literally will tell you something where people are like, oh, like it'll say like left is left and right is right when you're relating to the Sephiroth and how they translate to the human body. It'll be like emphasizing this point where you're like, dude, they make no room for the argument, but people will still argue, I guess, in occult circles.